Picture this. You pass on 2 weak setups. You wait. A clean signal appears. You enter with calm size and a clear stop. Now imagine the same day, but you chase. You move the stop. You exit early and you end red. Same market, 2 different traders. The difference is not luck. It is discipline, patience, and consistency. Let's build those together. Welcome to another lesson in the Trading Psychology course. In this video, we're going to uncover the 3 qualities that every successful trader builds over time: discipline, patience, and consistency. You'll see why discipline is not something you're born with. It's a skill you train. Why patience is actually a hidden superpower in the markets. And why consistency, not perfection, is the real edge that separates professionals from amateurs. By the end of this lesson, you'll know exactly how to start strengthening these qualities in your own trading with a simple exercise you can apply right away. So, if this kind of content helps you, take a second to like the video, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you the moment they go live. And feel free to share in the comments which topics you would like us to explore in future videos. And if you want to support the channel on a deeper level, consider becoming a member to unlock exclusive content and help keep these lessons coming. You'll also find links to our trusted partners in the description below. Using them costs you nothing, and it directly helps the channel keep producing free educational content like this. Let's start with one of the hardest lessons in trading: discipline. Discipline isn't about being perfect. It's about training yourself to follow the process, even when every emotion in you wants to do the opposite. Think of it like a muscle. If you don't use it, it stays weak. But every time you respect your stop, stick to your position size, or follow your checklist, that muscle gets stronger. It's what separates consistent traders from impulsive ones. Without it, no strategy survives. With it, even a simple plan can protect and grow your capital. A disciplined trader doesn't wake up wondering, do I feel like following my rules today? He just does it, because discipline has become part of who he is. Now here's a powerful take on this from David Paul, someone who has helped hundreds of traders build the mindset needed to succeed.
I think that you can build discipline in any field that you want to sort of work at. It takes repetition, I go to the gym every day. I have absolutely no idea why I go to the gym every day at 61, but nevertheless, it doesn't take any discipline for me to go to the gym every single day. And the great paradox, of course, is that when you've got discipline, you don't need it. So it just happens. You can build discipline relatively easily. And in some of the training courses I've done over the years, we have a discipline building exercise, which is all about gritting your teeth and following a trading system for about 30 trades. It takes about 30 trades to instill that discipline. And I'm reasonably disciplined in most things. There are certainly things that I need to work on, that's for sure. But I firmly believe that anybody can develop the discipline to be a consistently winning trader, but very few do.
Discipline isn't something you wait to feel. It's something you build. And once it becomes second nature, it turns into your greatest edge. If discipline is the muscle that keeps you on track, patience is the filter that decides when you should act. Patience sounds simple, but in trading, it's one of the toughest skills. Why? Because the market is always moving. Every candle tempts you. Every headline makes you feel like you're missing out. But here's the truth. You don't need to trade all the time. You only need to trade when your setup is really there. Warren Buffett calls it waiting for the fat pitch. In baseball, you don't swing at every ball. You wait for the one right in your zone. Trading works the same way. Alexander Elder explains exactly what happens when traders confuse the market with a game, and why that mindset leads to failure.
I think market psychology is divided really into 2 huge areas: individual psychology of trader and mass psychology of the markets. In terms of individual psychology of traders, I think that all of us come to the markets with a wonderful goal to make more money than we can get from a treasury bill. But along the way, most of us lose focus and we start trading for entertainment. I think that financial markets are the most entertaining places on the face of this earth. It's like a horse race, card game, chess game, all rolled up in one, and it goes 24/7. You can always find action. And so people who are bored, stressed, hate their lives, they escape into trading and they're immensely entertained by it, but they don't make money. When you want to be entertained, you have to pay. You cannot make money. Successful trading is a little bit boring. And that's why my best advice for somebody who wants to become a cool, calm, disciplined, successful trader is keep written records. I hate keeping written records. I'm bored by written records, but that's what makes me into a serious trader.
Patience means resisting the urge to chase action. Serious traders know that boredom is not the enemy. It's actually a sign you're on the right track. And here's where it all comes together. Discipline gives you control. Patience keeps you from forcing trades. But it's consistency that transforms both into real results. Anyone can follow rules for a day or a week. The challenge is doing it trade after trade, month after month. That's what allows your edge to actually show up. Remember this, no single trade defines you. What matters is the series of trades. If your system has an edge, consistency is what lets that edge play out over time. But if you keep changing your rules or breaking discipline, you'll never see the benefit. Mark Douglas used to say, "The market looks random in the short term, but consistent behavior creates consistent results in the long term." That's the secret. Not the hottest indicator, not the news headline, but the ability to execute with consistency. So how do you know when discipline, patience, or consistency is starting to slip? The signs are actually pretty clear if you pay attention. The first sign is bending rules. You move a stop, you take an entry that doesn't quite fit, you convince yourself this one's close enough. The second sign is forcing trades. Instead of waiting for your setup, you trade just to be in the market. That's impatience talking. And the third sign is inconsistency. One day you follow your checklist, the next day you trade on gut feeling. If you catch one of these, it's a warning. If you catch two, you're already off track. And if you see all three, you're not trading your system anymore. The system has lost you. That's why pros build circuit breakers. Simple rules that pull them back to structure before emotions take over. It can be as basic as this. If my setup isn't clear, I wait. If I break one checklist rule, I stop and reset. If I can't trade with calm size, I reduce until I can. These rules may sound simple, but they protect accounts. Because the truth is, traders don't fail from one single mistake. They fail from a chain reaction, broken discipline, impatience, and inconsistency stacked together. So, how do we fight back when discipline slips, patience runs out, or consistency breaks? The truth is, you can't erase those impulses completely. The urge to act fast, to skip steps, or to change your rules will always be there. But you can manage them. And with the right tools, you can stop them from taking over your trading. The first tool is simple. Use a pre-trade checklist. At minimum, write down 3 conditions that must be met before you enter. If one is missing, you don't trade. No exceptions. Second, apply a cool-down rule. If you catch yourself forcing trades or bending rules, step back. Even 5 minutes away from the screen can reset your focus before you make a mistake. Third, keep your size consistent. Don't increase position size just because you feel confident. And don't slash it randomly after one loss. Stability in size is what lets your edge play out over time. Fourth, commit to journaling behavior, not just numbers. Write down when you felt impatient, when you were tempted to skip a rule, or when you traded without full conviction. Those notes will show you exactly where consistency breaks. And finally, set a reset trigger. For example, if I break my own rules twice in a session, I stop trading for the day. This prevents a small slip from turning into a chain reaction. Discipline, patience, and consistency will always be tested. But with these guardrails, you keep control. You trade your plan, not your impulses. And that's what puts you on the path of professionals. All right, trader, here's your exercise for this week. I want you to build a simple pre-trade checklist and stick to it for the next 5 trading sessions. Here's how it works. First, write down at least 3 non-negotiable conditions for every trade. For example, the setup has to be clear on your chosen time frame. Your stop loss and target have to be defined before you enter. And the market conditions have to match your strategy. Second, before you take any trade, read that checklist out loud and tick each box. If even one condition is missing, you don't trade. No exceptions. At the end of each session, go back and review your trades. Did you follow the checklist every time? Did patience keep you out of weak setups? Did consistency show up in your decisions? Do this for just 1 week and you'll see something powerful. Fewer forced trades, stronger discipline, and a lot more control over your state of mind. So, trader, if this video brought you more clarity, like it, subscribe, and turn on notifications so the next lessons reach you. And tell me in the comments what you want me to cover next. And if you want to go deeper, you can become a member of the ComLucro trader community right here on YouTube. It unlocks exclusive content, early access, and extra tools for your development, while directly supporting the channel. You'll also find our trusted partners linked in the description. Using those links costs you nothing and helps us keep producing this kind of educational content. And remember, the mission of the ComLucro channel is simple. We help traders build clarity, confidence, and structure, so every decision is made with discipline and intention. Here you'll find complete courses built as a true trading masterclass. Liquidity, market structure, higher time frame analysis, and supply and demand. Always focused on reading price and executing with a professional mindset. We also cover trading psychology, risk management, and long-term consistency. Because trading isn't just about charts. It's about mindset, discipline, and execution over time. Our main courses include Smart Money Concepts, ICT, Technical Analysis, Trading Psychology, and Wyckoff. Alongside that, we share insights from respected traders whose work helps you understand how markets really behave. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.